Okay, I've restarted the VOD, so for those of you joining on YouTube, hello. We are now going into our 13th hour of 24, and I have to say, it's getting a bit painful. I know how it says enter madness. Do I have to? Okay. So we're going to start a completely new game. I went about 5 minutes into the game yesterday just to get a screenshot for designing the surround. So yeah, here we go. Chapter 1, Pierce Investigations Agency, Boston. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Oh, Castro, you're on your way home. Awesome. Alrighty, we'll see you when we see you. Safe journey home. Enter madness. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. Howard Phillips Lovecraft. I should point out at this point probably PG-13 rating is lifted on this stream, both in terms of the content of the game that I'll be streaming and probably the my potty mouth as well, particularly if something in here scares me. Okay, so immediately, I'm not a big fan of games that move my head for me. If I have a mouse, I have a mouse, and that's fine. But I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that. Lovely. Well, this should run very sweetly because Unreal 4 is optimised through the wazoo. By the way, if anyone wants me to investigate something, or I skip something or anything like that, I have no problems having it suggested in chat. Please don't hesitate. It's much better playing games with people. Why is someone dismembering sharks? Badly. I suppose it could be a particularly overgrown tuna, but it looks like a shark to me. Jawbone. Barrels. It's a crouch toggle. Oh, it's moving my head for me. Don't do that. You must light up some items in order to interact with them. Yoink. Oh, cool. I'm not sure holding it right in front of my eyes does anything other than damage my night vision, but okay. Let's not go in there. Bolt cutters. Those seem useful.
leads you on.
I'm going to up some of the mouse sensitivity. If I can, camera sensitivity, presumably that's the same thing. That's a little bit better. It's far too much. Loads of fish guts.
What a putrid offering.
Something moved.
Don't fight. You have been chosen. Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
How is the game sound for everybody? Is that okay? Let me know if it's too quiet. Well, that radio's going off. There we go. Better.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's, whoops, got proof against you. True that. Oh, I like that you can shut the drawer. Excellent.
I should get rid of all this stuff. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. Been too long since I've slept in a bed. I wonder why I still take these things.
What a strange thing to have on the middle mouse button. Alright. We can crouch, but we can't go to the inventory. Okay, I'll buy it.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Allocate your character points. Alrighty. Okay. So, we have spot hidden. TCP. There we go. The motivations of a person. Eloquence. Four CP needed. 2 CP needed. Seems to me that we should be very good at talking to people if we're a private detective. Yes, I
Thank you
really
for
do.
this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
I think I just lost some sound.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in
I'll do
high
it then.
esteem.
Sir,
And
I
must
came here
say
on the
that I
advice of a
expected
person whom I
anything
hold in
but a
high esteem.
drunkard's lair.
And I must say I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave.
You're free to
anytime,
leave
sir.
any time, sir.
Do you know to whom you
You
speak?
know to whom you
Stephen
speak.
Webster, industrialist and art collector.
Stephen Webster,
All of Boston.
industrialist and
Tell
art
me,
collector.
Mr.
And I missed
Pierce,
the
are you
rest.
capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting.
I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that
Tell
come
me
to
all
mind.
the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to
What
find?
am I supposed to
Tell me.
find? Tell me if this
Tell
is the
me if
work
this
of
is the work
madness.
of madness.
Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow, so that I may understand it. Is that all you want from me?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
All right.
All right. I'll look at your picture.
That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay. Okay, let's stay with the case for now.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report says the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they, nevertheless, insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting, an article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a reclusive life there with their only son, Simon.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
So we have an unlocked answer here. So presumably one of our stats is high enough that this answer would not otherwise be available. I read about her mental frailty and the fragility in the police report. Something's not right with the story. It does all rather seem a bit too pat.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some I should get rid of all this stuff. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
That'll come in handy. Alrighty.
I used to be an avid reader.
Well, if you have a book on the North Atlantic, now is the time to find it. Not in there. There is a lot of whiskey lying around. Not entirely sure it wouldn't help this guy to have a drink, but hey, it's all good. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Then let's do it. Into madness. Ooh, 12 hours, 36 minutes. That's painful.
We're almost there.
Scylla. Nice. From Greek mythology, Scylla and Charybdis. One was a gigantic monster with dogs about her waist who would just wreck ships by picking them up and smashing them, and the opposite was a Charybdis, the whirlpool which just sucked ships down to the bottom of the ocean. Nice. Rock and a hard
Stay on
place.
board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay, so that tick is not a current quest. That's a quest completed. Lovely. So, go to the bar. Not sure what that guy's up to.
Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots!
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's
Okay.
a sign. There's something
I might have
coming.
tried to get some poles under that
Something
thing
real
so it
bad.
might slide a little bit easier.
Don't put that beast
They
back
literally
in the
just
water,
tied the
you
rope around its
shysters! You're
tail.
crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Cool, that's
Damn
crazy.
stupid idiots!
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
That's a face for radio.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the
The
water.
blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
Fair enough.
Something real bad.
Now, I don't think I can get past
Don't
them,
put
so we're
that
going to have to
beast
find
back
another
in
way
the
around
water,
if we want to
you
go that way.
shysters, you're crazy.
There's nothing to sort out. Your chum wanted to stir us up.
There's nothing for you here either.
But you can stay to
Beatheads.
watch if you want. You can pick up the pieces.
Come on, you bastard.
You'll see what a true sailor's got in his belly.
This is not going to go well.
You hear that? You bilge rats don't scare me.
What did he call us just now?
I said you were a bilge rat. And even a poxed limpet. You think we don't know what you're doing? Hidden in the fog?
I'll shut up your big mouth once and for all.
Optimistic.
Are you stupid or what? Even your captain told you not to stick your noses around here again.
This isn't your home, you bunch of
Okay.
crabs.
So they're having a face-off.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Okay. Let's see how we're doing. If you've just joined the stream, welcome. My name is Jamie. I am playing the brand new Call of Cthulhu game. I've been running the role-playing game for donkey's years, so I thought I'd give the game a go. Oof. Tell me that's not where we're going. That's a long way up. Wrecked ships still here. Man. There's the old man.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Well, that's a thing.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
Not wrong.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while.
Maritime.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Okay, so we seem to have travelled a little way closer to level 3, but we still require 4 CP for it, so how many dots do we have? We have 1 CP available, which is not a huge amount. Now, interestingly, I wonder if we spend this 1 point and our percentage still goes up a little bit. Yeah. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Yes, I really do. Okay. Sanity currently stable. Veteran of the First World War would be very lucky still to be stable. They're still having their standoff. It's an odd colour.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins. What a macabre souvenir.
Nautical flags. He doesn't look like he has two wooden legs now, but then again, under the trousers it's possible.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck. I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
The table...
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Redacted. Who would want this information hidden? Oh, you meant the deck out here. Got you. We meant the deck of the ship.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
Well, of course they do. There'll be manifests on the mainland, I would imagine. You tell me. I don't want to put this guy's back up right away.
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I was looking at your photograph, the one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Okay.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Okay, so we upped our psychology last time because I would rather... Most detective stories and most mysteries are about people. So if we can understand the people involved... we may have a hope of solving this. And in Cthulhu, knowledge is power. Unfortunately, it's also knowledge is also what kills a lot of people. This guy must have seen something. Ew, blood. I can't push him into the sea. I like the leather on his Mac though. It's quite good. Quite a good effect. Might have expected plastic, but not in 1924. Period details. All good.
Put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it. Now please, leave us to our work.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse...
Because it's owned... And I don't... Now please.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
I can't talk to him and make
something
him stop
real
this.
Bad.
Oh, that's getting closer.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
There's something else to see on it.
Real bad.
Nope.
Cops, they can't understand.
Don't know. This guy must have seen something. That guy looks exactly the same as that guy. They're probably brothers. Well, now that's interesting. Got some very strange stuff written on this guy. Saint Brendan the Navigator. 484 to 577. That's a phenomenally long life for the first millennium. 6th century.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
There are few who can. Right, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to take a very quick bio break, and in about 5 minutes or so, we will continue attending the Call of Cthulhu. See you shortly. back, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Let's just make sure Cthulhu is still running, which it is. Lovely. Let's make OBS do its thing. There we are. Here they are. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm stopping the VOD every game so that I have 6 game chunks to upload to YouTube, because otherwise I'm not sure I want to upload 24 hours of video. I do have a little bit of a painful neck at the moment. Can I climb up here? No. Nothing so simple. I do have a bit of a painful neck at the moment. I'm sort of keeping an eye on it, so to speak. I don't know if it's going to burn into a full-blown headache. If it does, I might try and grab a couple of hours of kit. Hello? Hello? The weight of the world on you, pal. I was going to say, these two look approachable.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
Oh, you know.
The 2 guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice
Good grammar,
anyway.
even when he's
They're
drunk.
more
I
scared
like
of
this guy.
Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
It's not likely, though, is it?
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
That statue represents your local...
What do you...
You wouldn't be...
Until...
Sorry. Misclick.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
Fair.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
No, pal. You won't. That guy looks interesting.
You can tell me. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut.
Why, we don't have a clear conscience.
Quiet. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the 2 soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
I'd like to know more about the Hawkins case.
I don't think so.
Can't be this hard.
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again? I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
Invisible wall there. So yeah, it's interesting. I like the slow burn. Wandering around talking to people, it feels very authentic, to be honest. Those guys have moved on now. I get the feeling I'm being gated around the town. How's everyone with the stream? Can everyone hear the game okay? Can everyone hear me over the game?
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. If you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Okay. So something is hidden in here. Well, what has happened so far? A young artist and her family, husband and son, have died in a fire. The artist's mental fragility has been called into question by the police. The general story is, or the rumoured story is, misadventure, you know, house fire, everyone died, so sad. But the police have been uncommonly pushing this she was a bit mentally unstable story. They've been pushing this rumour. So her father has asked us to visit this island, the mansion, and try and work out what the truth is. Obviously, he's quite keen to disavow the mentally fragile side of the story. He's convinced that it's something else. The other thing is, immediately before her death, she sent him a painting of a particularly... Let's see if we have it. File on the Sarah Hawkins case. Here we go. This is the painting that she has sent her father. You can see where the mentally fragile thing might sort of stick, but he's convinced that she was fine. And given that, if you read it that way, Pierce, the guy we're playing, is along the road to becoming convinced that this is actually literal. This is not interpretative art. This is, you know, she saw this perhaps in a dream or a vision. She was said to have visions, apparently. So, we have no CP available. Right, spot hidden. Hello. What's that?
A handle. It must come from these old winches.
Yeah, figure that. There are still things to find in here, though. Not exactly sure what that's trying to tell me. Oh, I can go up the ladder. Fair enough. I'm sure this gantry is perfectly safe. Not a good painting to receive in the
I could
first
use
night.
this old winch to lift the grating.
Not sure why I would want to leave. Can't I crank the handle? That doesn't seem like... okay.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Yeah. Ah, this is the ratchet, okay.
A ratchet device. Exactly what I need.
Still more to be found in here, though.
A whale vertebra. This place is full of junk. It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch. Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle. Ugh.
Guys, I'll be right back. I think one of the children is coughing. Give me a sec. Alrighty, we're back. Hello. Let's do this big haul. Oh. That's quick. Why is it so foggy down here? This is a clear sign of extreme eldritch. What was that?
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. I hope it's not toxic.
Well, it sounds like it, doesn't it? Don't see any other way to go other than this way. So, not entirely sure whether or not that was. While investigating the Hawkins warehouse, Pierce entered a partly submerged tunnel that ran under the docks. There, something took hold of his arm and tried to drag him beneath the surface. I think it kind of did drag him beneath the surface. Drowning, the detective caught glimpses of human and animal bodies, as well as an underground city. Pierce managed to make it back to the surface to discover that rather than tentacles, it was seaweed that had wrapped itself around his arm. The vision nevertheless disturbed him by its clarity and its violence. Alrighty.
This is primitive.
You're not wrong. Why am I stopping? It's very strange. Why am I stopping? Ah, I was crouched. Some drunk folks over there.
Oh, this place stinks.
And we got inside.
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Jump, it says. Oh, let's jump. There's a lot of green going on down here. I don't know why I'm surrounded by frost. It's a bit weird. Yeah, here we are. This is the father. This is the artist. The artist's husband. Artist's son. And the captain who brought us here. So this guy sent us on the case, ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. Alrighty. To enter a reconstruction scene. What even is that? Is that clothing? That's what the frost was. Okay. So am I able to reconstruct this scene by kind of detective work? Am I noticing things that tell me what the scene should look like? Possibly.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this?
Who lives in a house like this?
Can't sleep. I know how that feels. It smells as bad as it looks.
Looks pretty bad.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Well, it has got her signature on it. There was not a lot of questioning him that happened at toward the start of the game. He's very much just, my daughter wasn't mad. Go. You must go there and sort it out. It's just like, all right.
Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it. What happened here?
Somebody didn't like how they looked. A lot of bandages came off. Is facial reconstructive surgery a thing in the early 1920s? I don't know. I would not have thought so. Of course, there's facial reconstructive surgery, and then there's something that they might have done to themselves. Are we back to the now? I'm not sure. Ah, now we're back to the now. Okay, we're going quite a long way toward our psychology badge. I am ready, really ready to validate.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move!
Hey.
Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose.
Under being the operative word.
God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
We probably will.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building?
Yeah.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Looks remarkably well preserved for fire. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation as well as a partly charred painting. Interrupted in his searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. I would take the bus, you know. It's all good.
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion.
I hope that sound is coming through for you guys, because it sounds like it's 5 floors away behind me.
The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
In fact, I'm sure the sound probably is coming through for you guys, actually, because I've plugged my headphones into the actual speakers, and I think the speakers are set to 5.1, so that's why I'm hearing it weird. Alrighty. Yeah.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you?
Yeah.
The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Well,
your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Where'd he go? Oh, he's there.
$1693. This house is much older than it seems. But the architecture seems too recent.
Possibly an older house within. And then they built this that we can see around the original. Good lord, that's a large house. Right. What's up?
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The caretaker takes great care of these graves. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set...
Poor kid.
After the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
He's not joining me. Just take a screenshot there for the VOD later. Yes, this headache of mine is not getting any better, I'm afraid.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! Whoa! You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. And let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin?
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Okay. Well, I can see where he's coming from, but I don't understand why he wouldn't want to assist in debunking the rumours that Sarah was completely mad. He obviously cared about them. Yeah, no, my I think sitting here gaming for this long has hurt my neck somehow, and that's just boiling up into my head. Hello, what's down here? So I'm not sure, but I think what I might do is I might try and get my head down for a bit, and then see if I can carry on in the morning.
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world.
Not entirely sure the poor wretch is all that poor. That doesn't help. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, it's definitely the kind of slow burn, investigative, detail oriented, character oriented. The narrative is
rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes.
Why has it saved?
I know a thing or two about solitude myself.
Hello.
Bourbon. Empty, of course.
Not sure why it would save the game after those details, but okay. I will let you know when I set the alert. What I'll probably do is I'll probably send out a tweet. But I should imagine it certainly won't be before midnight. This happened last year. I was flagging. The last year I was flagging from tiredness. This year, I think I just need to lie my neck down. Also, I think I should make a small donation for missing the stated aim of 24 hours. God.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a good. It's a very cool thing to play with more than one person.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
More green lights. Chapter 3. We're burning through it. They enter the building looking for the scene of the fire, which was apparently... Did they say the dining room? I thought it was the enter madness.
Follow me. I know the place.
So glad you
Who
know
left
the
this
place.
light on?
Vermin. Lots of lights left on. That doesn't look terribly safe.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
And a reconstruction. Alright guys, I think I'm going to have to take some more pills and lie down. And I shall be back as soon as I can be back. Turns main menu. Yeah, I'm sorry to do it. But yeah, if this gets any worse, I'm going to be useless to everyone anyway. So I'm going to take a lie down and hopefully pick this up in a few hours. See you soon.